everyone. Hi. We'll let you watch the finches for a little bit. Good morning, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Echo Art with, where are we? Vermont Sun and Shade and a Saturday morning. So hold on, let you watch the finches for a moment. I need to do one thing to get us ready. Hey guys. I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to try to get over this way so you can see Umi and Mashuki. So, hi everyone. So, for those of you interested, we are, let me just show you this. And for those of you interested, we are making a little sheep over on Echo Art with Carmela T. I did a video yesterday showing you how to start the little sheep, okay? And so and we'll be making them in different colors. So if you're interested in that, and we're also doing some beautiful fabric work with hand stitching. This will be hand stitched and then machine stitched. So that's over on Echo Art with Carmela T. And as you know, I'm a Vermont author. If any of you are artists out there and you're interested in learning how to do Boro Sashiko, that's the channel for you. And you know, you can look up my book. It's called Reviving Earth with Historical Cultural Arts. It's a long title, but I didn't know any other way to really, you know, and I talk a little bit, we start a little bit about why it's so important to keep our earth healthy and how the historical cultural arts, they always recycled, guys. So I talk about that in my book, and then I share my artwork. So it's on Amazon, and that's the name of the book, Reviving Earth with Historical Cultural Arts. And my name is Carmela, and you can just put CYR after that, Seer, and then it will pop up. So if you're interested. And guess what? Everything we do is scrap fabrics. It's recycled and or organic, like the little sheep. So with that, guys, I have a really some interesting things to share with you on if you have pet finches. So this is little Mashuki and Umi. For those of you who don't know, Umi is a little female. Mashuki is the male. They are right now in their nest that they're making. You can't tell, but there's a little white cover atop that comes down around the back of the cage because they like their little nest to be a little bit covered up. They're very nervous if the whole thing is exposed. And every bird is different, but that's how these guys are. And they do know their names, guys. They do learn their names. And right now that's little Mashuki was just on the swing. He is very good at making the swing swing. And Umi is the one, now they're both in the nest again. Okay, so this right here, you see this plant? This is parsley. And I put the parsley on the outside of the plant because when you put it on the inside of the plant, they will destroy it. This way, it encourages foraging. But we're going to go through some facts on foraging for your pet finches. So if you are interested, and the other thing I'm at the end of this, and I want to look up, is I just want to look up if birds are affected at all by the Hanta virus. Now, I don't know the status today on the Hanta virus. They're just watching people and monitoring people. And you have to remember the first two people that got the Hanta virus, guys, they were bird watching and they went into a landfill. They stood in the landfill in the midst of all of the contaminated air and soil of where rodents are quite abundant. Abundant. That's where they went. And so, you could see easily where there would be mutations and, of course, the Andes virus there. Those two people unfortunately passed away. The only concern I have now is what's the effect of it in birds. So we're going to look that up after this. And the other thing is the 17 people who left the ship early and totally undetected, like other people they may have come in contact with. So they say it's hard to spread. However, two people on the plane who were on the plane with some of the cruise ship passengers ended up with it. And that was one plane ride. So I am very paying close attention. So anyway, foraging. So I look up AI for this, and then we're going to go into another article too. But AI says foraging provides, and this is so important for your pet finch, mental as well as physical stimulation. And for the pet finches, preventing boredom and encouraging natural exploratory behaviors. When I give these little guys something, like they have little corn on the cob, they're turning it like they're in a little circus, like they're kind of like playing with it like that and turning it and eating it, and they love it, and it's a lot of exercise for them. So because finches are small and they have rapid metabolisms, always use safe, non-toxic materials and monitor them closely to ensure they are successfully finding and eating their food. Hi there, Bennett. How are you? Hi. Happy Saturday morning, everyone. Does anyone have any pet finches out there? If you have a pet finch, let me know what kind. Let me know what you named it. Thank you, Bennett. So, safe foraging materials and activities. Now, guys, when you look at AI for this information, please, if there's something that jumps out at you that doesn't make sense, and this has happened to me a few times already with AI, and I've gone, so this is why the blogs and the websites of people out there talking about these things is so important to go check in with them and just kind of double check. But let's see what it says. Shallow dishes and trays. Let's move this up so you can see Umi and Mashuki. Let's see if you can see them a little better. I don't get too close when I'm talking like this, because they will get nervous, but they're okay for now. So I think you can see them better now. This is a beautiful parsley plant, and I don't even have to tuck it in. They will pull it in with their beaks. So shallow dishes and trays. So set up shallow stainless steel or glass or heavy plastic dish at the bottom of the cage. Sprinkle it there every day of finch seed or a bit of spray millet across the bottom. Now, I haven't been doing that. What I do is I have an actual little bowl, two bowls, because when they were younger, they got in a little spat over one bowl. And I was researching that. I'm like, what's going on? This is a pear. But Mashuki, as he was growing, he was getting hungry. He had to eat more, and he kept kind of shoving her out of the way. He had to eat more. So put two little bowls of bird seed is at the bottom of their cage. And this way they each have their own, and they know which bowl is theirs. They have determined that themselves. That's how smart they are. So I do not sprinkle. I guess I could sprinkle some seed on the bottom of the cage. It kind of sprinkles anyway because this is another bird feeder. This is the third one, even though I only have two birds, for them to use if they want. And they actually love this one. I'd love to get another like it, but I haven't found another like it. That one came with the cage. So shredded, so this is another foraging idea. Shredded paper coverings. They love this one. And they'll watch me cutting up like a paper bag in little thin strips. They love it. Or you can, so let's see what they say. Cover the seeds in the tray with shredded, unbleached, or crinkled paper to encourage them to dig and toss paper aside to find their meal. I would not do that because for this reason, they could accidentally easily get that paper in their mouths, in their beaks, whatever you want to call it, but they could. So I would not be doing that. Personally, I would put shredded paper. You could put, a shredded paper bag is, I think, the best paper bag, or any other, recycled materials, and or paper towels. I do not put tissue in there because I feel too soft. Excuse me. And I don't want them to ingest any of it. If I put a paper towel and it's pretty good piece strip, they're able to just pick it up and put it in their nest. See, that's what they're doing right now, foraging for building their nest. You see them up there building their nest in the corner. And then they go, Mashuki loves to go on his little swing. That's his little shortcut down to, to the other side of the cage. So, now, this is something I'd love to do because I put lots of veggies in there, but I don't do it like this. This says Finches love bright greens. Make a foraging bundle by hiding small pieces of dark leafy greens like endive, kale, or carrot tops alongside high valued seeds. So what Mashuki and Umi actually have, I'm just going to move this for a minute. See right here? This in the morning is chock full of greens. So this morning they had snap peas, which I opened up and stripped for them. And then I put some down in their little dish, breakfast dish, with their egg and their spinach. But I also put spinach leaves. And then what I was doing was cutting pieces of the parsley and like giving them the parsley because they love the stems. But I decided to encourage their foraging to put the parsley plant right outside. And this plant soon you will see it become kind of thin because they've already worked on this side of it. So they'll pull it in and they'll work very hard on that. When they feel they don't have, when they run out of their foraging, whatever it is, their oregano, gave them some little oregano stems, leaves too, and they love mint, and I have mint over here, and their spinach. When they run out, Mashuki, the male, will go down to the bottom of the cage at the floor and he'll start ripping the newspaper up. Why do I not just let them do that all day? Because number one, the paper that's at the bottom of the cage is for them to stay clean. and I can, okay, so that's their kind of landing place. The other thing is the natural foraging materials, such as the plants and straw. There's also Timothy straw in their little cup. Timothy hay. Don't get the other hay because they don't, it's not good for them. Get them Timothy hay, okay? So let me show you what it is, guys. Hold on. This is, it's Browns. Okay, not Higgins. It's Browns Timothy hay. Now, yes, it shows a little hamster there, but it has fruit and berries, and I checked all the fruits when I bought this. So they can have, if there's something they can't have, take it out. If it's like it looks like a raisin, I'll take it out. But they can have the others, like the berries. There's mostly berries in here. They can have those. And then the Timothy hay. And the hay is really nice for them because they're so tiny that the smaller pieces of straw they can manage. They do love the challenge of the longer straw, and I'll show you what I have for the hay. What I haven't, every now and then I'll put it in, only because they're not crazy about it. They love this much more. So hold on. This is Herbs and Timothy. It's Timothy hay. So they don't show the finches on there, but finches can have Timothy hay. This type of hay, I have to actually cut it in like 3s or 4ths because it's so long. Okay, and it is good for your little rabbit or something like that. So that's Timothy hay. So Timothy hay is safe for your birds, guys. Timothy. So remember that one. Natural branches. So what we're going to look up in a moment, the natural branches. You got to be careful with the branches, guys, because there could be little mites that you cannot see that will get into your birds' feathers and onto their body. It could cause an issue. It could get in their eyes and their beaks. You got to be careful, guys. It's fun, and you want to go out there and get them the natural, but you may want to take a little time to research. This says place clean pesticide-free tree branches such as apple, pear, or citrus into the enclosure so they can chew the bark and pick at natural buds. Like I said, you need to be careful if there is pesticide or they're not mentioning the mites and stuff like that. So some people are like, hey, Carmelo, they're going to eat the mites. They're going to see them. They have the supervision. And they do have supervision, but they may not get them all. So let's see the natural, and yes, tree branches, people will sell those. They'll have processed them. And I think PetSmart has them. So I kind of look more for those. But let's see, natural wood that pet finches can have in cage. Let's see if it gives us any more. Okay, yes. So birch is abundant in Vermont, guys. Okay, so that's on the list. Let's read this. When building a natural habitat for your pet finches, opt for safe, pesticide-free woods that offer variety of textures to exercise their feet. And that is very important. They are enclosed, and in their DNA, they're feral. So you gotta, they're wild birds. So they move a lot, and they need to move a lot. And if they don't, you're going to get a very depressed, and you could get a sick bird. So, this says safe natural wood is apple, birch, maple, and we got that all over Vermont too, guys. Willow and eucalyptus. Avoid toxic woods like cherry, plum, oak, and cedar. So avoid those. Now, I also heard that so there was another, what was it, dogwood, but I don't see it mentioned here. So let's look at this. This is AI. It says I'm going to write these down, guys, because, and guess what? I've got something special for you. I'm going to share with you a format, not right now, but a format that I've put together to do a little diary on my birds. Because these guys, their behaviors are astounding to me. Okay, so the type of woods that they can have is apple, that's number one. You can put an apple tree branch. Personally, we'll look this up in a minute. I would clean it really, really well if you're taking it out of your backyard. The next one is birch. Now in Vermont, we have white, black, and silver birch. So you want to make sure it's birch. There's the birch peels. I know a lot about birch because I had a ton of birch when I had my house years ago. Birch, and then there's maple, which is all over Vermont. The willow. We have willow trees all over Vermont also, guys. Elm, eucalyptus, and poplar. We have that too. Now these are the ones to avoid. Avoid cedar, stone pit. Just think of any fruit tree that might have a pit in it, like cherry, peach, plum, okay? Apricot, apricot, they cannot. Okay, oak, yew, holly, and walnut. Avoid those. Those are toxic to your finches. So the ones that your finches can have, again, if you're doing a list like I did, just wrote it down. Apple, birch, maple, willow, elm, eucalyptus, and poplar. Okay? I would go for the apple and birch or the willow to put in their cages. And it tells us right here, I was going to look it up. How do you prepare these branches to put in your bird's cage? Clean. Scrub the branches using a stiff brush, hot water, and a bird-safe cleanser. Okay, guys, or a mild dish soap. I personally, if you can do it, get the bird-safe cleanser, and I'm going to tell you why. As a textile artist, I happen to know when you wash out things like wool, for example, let's say you're washing it out, you don't get all the detergent out, it deteriorates the wool. What I'm trying to say is with dish detergent, there's parts of it that will naturally kind of glob or stick, and you may not get it, you may not see it, you may not know it's there, but they'll get it. So I would go with the bird safe cleanser. Okay, disinfect. So the way you do that is pour boiling water over the branches to kill any bacteria. Mites, that's the one I would worry about, or wild bird feces. That's a big one, guys. That's something you do not always detect or see. So then you're going to bake it. Now be careful with this, guys. This is what it says. For extra sanitation, bake the wood in the oven at 220 for about 30 minutes, keeping a close eye to prevent burning. I would be very careful with that, guys. Seriously, I mean, I think the cleaning and the hot water is maybe just repeat that, because I don't know about I personally am not going to put any wood in the oven. I'm not doing it. Now, and then it says dry it completely. Okay. So that's just my take on that. Association for Avian Veterinarians, Bird Safe Wood. Let's just look at this. I don't know if it's for pet birds or not. Yeah, those are not some of them that we were looking at. They do have maple on there. They have birch. Okay, and then they have others that I'm not familiar with. But being in Vermont, the apple, the maple, the birch. Okay, so let's see. There was a little bit more here I wanted to share with you. So the foraging. Okay. One more thing here. I'm putting in here what types of paper can be used for pet finches to forage. And even though we went over it, let's look at this again. Okay, this gives us a little more detail. So it says unprinted newspaper or newsprint, a cheap and easy to shred option, plain uninked rolls are best. So they're talking about unprinted newspaper. Okay. That's the best for you to shred, for them to use. Okay. Coffee filters or cupcake liners. Now, I hadn't thought of that. Coffee filters is a good idea. Crinkly texture is highly engaging and you can easily hide seeds in them. That's a really good idea. I think I actually have some coffee filters here, so I'm going to do that. Now what I would do is cut the coffee filter down a tiny, cut it down, because if it's too big, they may not even know there's seeds in there. And then maybe clip it like inside up on the cage, like so they can kind of like sit on the edge of it and kind of go in there and get the seeds. Or you could put it at the bottom of the cage. Brown butcher paper or craft bags, unbleached and great for pocket foraging. I love that idea. Have you ever heard of that, guys? Pocket foraging? So we're going to look that up in a moment. Paper plates, not shiny or wax, and non-stick coating. So in other words, like recycled paper plates would be fine for them. So I just want to look this up a little bit more on pocket foraging. Have you ever heard of that, guys? Is anybody out there? Hello? Come say hello to Umi and Mashuki, guys. Pocket foraging for pet finches. Oh my God, pocket foraging. Let me put this. Ideas for pet finches. Well, what the heck? Have you ever heard of that, guys? I am so impressed with this. Bird foraging enrichment, 5 DIY bird foraging toys that you can make. Okay. Does anybody have a parrot out there? I was thinking of getting like a cockatiel. I want to get something that talks though. I don't know if they talk. Do you know if they talk? Okay, so 5 DIY bird foraging toys that you can make today. Hi, honeys. How you doing? Hi, Umi. Hi, baby girl. How's my baby girl? There's a Mashuki up there working hard. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. This is by birdsupplies.com. And they're saying you can make garden. Oh, that's for garden. I'm talking about for pet finches. Oh, okay, wait a minute. This is for parrots. It's for parrots, but maybe it would work for your little finch. Let's see. Parrots, you need a garden glove, assorted wood beads. Yeah, see, you know what they have on the other side of their cage? I don't know if you can see it, but it's big, big beads and bells. They love it. They'll pull at it. Assorted wood beads, plastic bird toy parts, and mini vine balls, dried fruits and nuts. Oh, I love the mini vine ball. I'm going to write that down. A vine ball. Yeah, you can make that. You don't have to buy it. You can make it. Leather strips, sisal rope, and crinkled paper. So then it gives you directions. Those are the things you need. So this is at birdsupplies.com. And then the other one is a Gatorade bottle bird foraging toy. They don't show a picture of it. A plumbing connector bird foraging toy. These are all for parrots. So I don't see anything for finches. So I'm going to put it in one more time, and then we'll look up the Hanta virus and see if there anything we need to worry about as bird owners. Yeah, I don't see where they have anything for the finches, but I think we have enough ideas here. I think something I really want to do is put together a nice herb bunch, like a thick herb bunch. So it takes them and tie it up with the herbs even. So it takes them a long time to pull it apart. Okay, and I'll show it to you when I put it together. I'm going to make a note of it. I'm going to put together an herb bundle, and I'm going to tie it with herbs. That way I'm not worried that they're going to get the string or they're going to get any part of that. Fresh foraging ideas to try, and this is by Lafeber. And it says, these are just other things to put in. I don't know what it says here. For what birds these are for. Keeping our pet birds happy and healthy should be top priority. And when we can combine two, that's when things get fun. Providing a healthy diet and providing your bird with exercise and mental stimulation. Foraging is a great way to stimulate your bird's already intelligent mind and keep them happy and occupy them through the day. Just because they're teeny tiny doesn't mean that they're not thinking. Let me tell you something they do. Combining the two can be a really great way for your bird to thrive. Now so they've got about, let me see here. Well, we'll just look at the top 4. Cilantro. Cilantro is an herb that many home gardens or even small window boxes that you can have in your window box. So, and it's something that your bird, that you can put like this parsley, you can put cilantro and they can pick at that through their cage or in their cage. Millet, we already know that one. Citrus trees. Now this must be for a parrot because we have to be careful with our finches. There's only certain type. They can have the apple tree, as we know. They can have birch branches in there, maple, willow, elm, I don't know about elm, eucalyptus and poplar. I guess elm is what we read. So those are the few. Broccoli. They love to peck at broccoli. You can cook the broccoli just a little so it's not cooked and it's a little crisp if you want to help them get the buds till they know what it is, or you can put it in fresh. Okay, so broccoli. Others, parsley, which I have outside their cage, cauliflower, basil. Cauliflower, my guys don't like a lot. Basil, they love, and sage, they like. Okay, so now let's just look up the hantavirus. And then the next video I'm going to do, and I got to make sure I write this down, is by Cornell. This is going to be later today, guys. Cornell or Nell, sorry, I can never say it. Cornell Bird Lab, okay? They have a bunch of ways that you and I can get involved in helping our birds. Guys, a lot of the birds are decreasing in numbers, and we're going to have a video on it. Later today, we're going to talk about it. But right now, let's just take a look. If Hanta virus is even connected, can affect wild birds or pet birds. Hantavirus, this is what AI says. Hantaviruses do not cause clinical illness in either wild or pet birds. Birds are entirely immune to the hantavirus disease. Is that not good news, guys? No, seriously. I'm just telling you, that's a really good news. The reason it's good news, a lot of you guys out there, I know you do, you have aviaries outside. I just have a couple of little finches inside, but you have yours outside where little mice, you're probably well contained, but little mice can get in and around aviaries. So this is really good news that that hantaviruses do not cause clinical illness or either to wild or pet birds because these birds are completely immune to the disease. While wild birds can occasionally carry hanta antigens, neither bird nor wild birds suffer from the virus, nor can they transmit it to humans. Need I say more? Anyway, with that, guys, you have an absolutely beautiful day. We'll see you later today. Get your notes together because you're going to want some of this information if you're a bird person. You're going to want to know how you can get more. It's really interesting. I'm very excited. I'm going to pick one way myself to get more involved in the bird world. So we'll have that video later today. So with that, love and light.